Hi, my name is Destiny. Thank you for joining me for a 40-minute intermediate reformer flow. Don't forget to look at the left-hand side of your screen for spring recommendations throughout class. You can always hit the up arrow for a spring that's a little more challenging or the down for a little bit less challenging. You always have options. Keep that in mind. We are going to get started on one white spring today, and we're going to meet in a quadruped position facing back, which means kneeling with your knees up against the shoulder blocks and your hands on the wooden rail. Let's drop in with cat-cow. We are going to inhale, nod your chin to your chest, doming your spine, pushing into your arms, pushing your hips forward, feeling a nice stretch through your spine there. And then exhale, let's reverse that. We are going to arch our back, look up, shine your heart forward, your tailbone back, and your belly will drop down heavy, still pushing into our arms. And let's go 4 more like this. Inhale, find your angry cat, nod your chin, doming your spine. And exhale, reverse. Finding our spinal mobility and releasing anything that is not serving us today. Getting ready for these next 40 minutes together. Taking this time for yourself. Two more. Always remember to listen to your body throughout class. And just thank yourself right away for showing up for yourself today. And one more. We find our cow. And then we'll find our neutral. And now we are ready to get started. So now, you're still in your 4-point kneeling position. We are gonna walk our hands forward a little bit closer to the risers so that our carriage pulls away from the stopper. Our shoulders are stacked right over our wrists and our knees are underneath our hips. I'm gonna find the tiniest tuck of my tailbone, reverse knee crunches. Take an inhale to prepare through the nose. On your exhale, you're gonna use your abs to scoop your knees 3 to 4 inches forward and 3 to 4 inches back for 10. 9. Again, you're pushing into your arms so we are not dumping in our shoulders. 8. And 7, keeping a little bit of tension on the carriage the whole time. 6. So it's a small range of motion. 5. And 4. Scoop. 3. Our neck is long, our gaze is at that top frame of our reformer. 2. On 1, we're gonna drop into our round back like your angry cat. Can you nod your chin? Look between your inner thighs, find that doming of your spine. Inhale here and exhale, scoop. 10. Upper body is staying completely still. 9. And 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. And 2. Last 1. You can extend your arms, release the carriage all the way home to the stopper. And let's take a quick child's pose here. You can open up your knees and roll out your wrists. Beautiful. We'll restack coming on up. And we got our little ab warm up in. It is time to get ready for some footwork. So we have some options here. I'm gonna start by hooking on all 5 of my springs. From there, we can keep on all 5 springs to go heavy, heavy. Medium heavy, you're gonna take the white spring off. Light heavy, all 5 except the orange. So you have 4 or 5 springs on. I am gonna go all except my orange today. And then we're gonna lie all the way down on our back. Your choice with the headrest here. You can keep it flat or you can lift it up. I always love a good headrest up moment, so mine will be up. And I'm gonna bring my arms long down by my sides, a little bit of space between me and my shoulder blocks here. I'm gonna find parallel heels on my foot bar with my feet about 2 fist distance apart. My ankles are flexed, toes to nose. I take an inhale to prepare. On my exhale, I'm gonna push all the way out. Squeeze your glutes and then inhale to drag yourself in for 10. And 9. and 8. There's our pace. Let's go for 7, and in 6. We're thinking about being in our neutral pelvis here. I'm gonna stick my butt out ever so slightly so that my tailbone anchors down. Then with every exhale through the mouth as I push out, I'm knitting my rib cage together and down. Give me 2. And all the way out, 1. We'll bend to bring it all the way in. Both feet at the same time. We'll slide down to our toes on the foot bar with our heels lifted. I take an inhale to prepare. On my exhale, I push all the way out. 10. And 9. Keeping a tiny lift in our heels. And we're pushing through our big toe, second toe here. 4, your arms are long, your fingers are reaching for the foot bar, chest is proud. For 2, let's push it all the way out and hold it there on 1. We're gonna glue our heels together. We're now in our Pilates V. Heels together, toes apart with our toes on the foot bar. Keeping a little lift, we inhale in our heels, we inhale to bend it in, and exhale to push all the way out. 10. We're thinking about zipping up our high inner thighs every time we push it out, squeezing our legs together when our legs are straight. Here for 3. And 2. Push all the way out on this last one, and bend to bring it all the way home. Again, both feet at the same time. Let's find our wide V here. Both of our heels come to the outer edges of our foot bar. We'll turn our toes out to the sides, and again, flex our ankles. Take an inhale to prepare. On your exhale, push all the way out. For 10. And 9. As you press out, can you imagine pulling your heels together to activate your inner thighs? Even though they won't touch, you can feel that inner thigh activation. For 4, 3, 2, all the way out on 1, and bend to bring it in. Slide down to your toes, wide V on your toes. Heels are lifted and tracking towards one another like our letter V. Inhale to prepare and exhale, stretch. 10, still thinking about pulling our heels together to activate our inner thighs here. And 2. Last 1. We'll bend to bring it all the way in. Let's do some calf raises next. We're gonna find parallel toes again, this time with our legs squeezing together. Knees, ankles, feet are touching. Toes are on the foot bar, heels are lifted. We'll push all the way out. Then keeping our legs long, we inhale to lower both heels underneath the foot bar. Exhale, point your toes to lift. 10. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 9. 8. And 7. Resisting the springs as your heels lower, pushing through the balls of your feet to lift. Making sure we're not bouncing here, finding our control. And 3. Up, 2. We'll hold it up on 1 and we'll take a little stretch. Bend one knee and drop your opposite heel underneath the foot bar. You can start with either side. We're gonna do both sides. And just feel that stretch, the back side of your leg. We'll lift both heels back up and we'll switch, dropping the opposite heel underneath. One of my favorite stretches here. And then we'll lift both heels up and we'll bend to bring it all the way home. We're gonna get ready for a spring change here. So I like to drape my legs over the foot bar. We're hooking the back of our knees over the foot bar and pulling our heels in towards us to use our legs as a hook. Arms come straight up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale to prepare. On your exhale, slowly nod your chin to your chest to roll all the way up. Big reach at the top. Arms reach up and back. Oh, such a nice stretch. And then we can grab our foot bar, swivel our legs off to the side, and we're gonna hook on all 5 of our springs. So all 5 springs come on. If you weren't there already, we're gonna make sure that our headrest comes all the way down. We're gonna get into some bridging next. So all part of our warm up here will come all the way back down. Headrest is flat, and we're gonna find parallel heels on our foot bar. We're gonna start with our arms long down by our sides. I want a little gap underneath our low back to start, so I can slide my hand underneath my low back here. We're gonna start neutral. Arms flat. Inhale to prepare. On my exhale, we're gonna tuck our pelvis up towards the ceiling and roll all the way up into our bridge. I'm exaggerating the tuck of my tailbone at the top. We're dragging our heels in towards our glutes. Inhale and exhale, slowly lay it back down. Articulated bridging. The back of our rib cage comes down first, then our low back, then our tailbone touches down. We find that little gap underneath our low back again. Little gap, back to neutral, and then we re-tuck to roll back up. Let's keep moving through this. And laying it down bone by bone. And if you have anything going on with your low back today, you can keep your tailbone tucked, and instead of rolling through your spine, find your flat back bridging. Go straight up and straight down. No need to roll through it. And down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, scoop. Our hands are flat, fingers reaching for the foot bar. Chest is proud and our chin is off of our chest. We're gonna go 2 more here. Bridging is so great for strengthening your back, your hips, your glutes, and it just feels so good to roll through your spine. Last one, tuck and roll. We're gonna hold this one at the top. So I'm up at the top of my bridge here, keeping my hips as still as possible. Let's bring our right leg up to tabletop. We'll extend our right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Let's go for lifts and lowers. Inhale to lower your right leg straight down, about halfway, and then exhale to lift it back up to 90 for 5. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, 4. So our obliques are working to keep us stable here. 3. We can feel it a lot in our left hamstring. 2. We'll hold it up on 1. We'll come back to tabletop and set our heel down. Let's reset, hips are high, and let's roll all the way down through center. Beautiful. Let's roll back up and do the other side. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, tuck and roll up. And this time our left leg comes up to tabletop. Extend it up. Inhale to lower your left leg about halfway down, and exhale to lift it up. 5. And 4. 3. Up, 2. Hold it up on 1. Find tabletop, set your heel down, and slowly roll all the way down. And we can hug our knees in towards our chest at the bottom, little rock side to side, just to release that out. And when we're ready, we'll drape our legs back over the foot bar. Using our legs as a hook, arms come up. Inhale to prepare, exhale slowly. Nod your chin to your chest, roll all the way up. Find that big stretch at the top, and we'll swivel our legs off to the sides. Let's go 2 blue springs next. Supine arms. We will lie all the way back down. Find a little bit of space between you and your shoulder blocks here, and then reach back behind your shoulder blocks and grab your short loops. We're gonna bring our arms straight up towards the ceiling and push 2 inches forward with our hands to get some tension on our straps. So you wanna start with your wrists directly above your shoulders, tension on our straps. We'll bring our legs up to tabletop with our legs squeezing together. You can always go long loops if you'd like a little less tension here. Shoulders are rolled back. We take an inhale to prepare. On our exhale, we lower our arms and chest lift. I'm stretching my fingers towards the foot bar here, looking at my knees as I lift, and then inhale the arms up, head down for 10, 9. We're being mindful that our wrists are staying flat here. So as we lower our arms down, it's like you're high-fiving the carriage, coming to a hover. If this starts to bother your neck at all, you can always keep your head down. And exhale, we're here for 3. And 2. On this next one, we lower our arms, chest lift, and hold. We're gonna do alternating single leg extensions. We extend our right leg out and then switch for 10, 9, 8, 7. Can you stretch your arms forward a little bit more? Curl up higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll bring both knees back in, arms up, head down, and we're gonna try not to let our feet touch the foot bar. We're gonna bend our elbows 90 degrees. Your elbows will touch down on your carriage. Let's go triceps next. We inhale here. On our exhale, extend your arms and lift your head, neck, and chest. Chest lifts. Then elbows bend back to 90 as your head goes down. 10, 9. Energy through your fingers as you reach for the foot bar. 6, thinking about using your abdominals to lift, not so much your head. 5. Give me 3. And 2. On this next one, we hold it up, chest is lifted, arms are long, and alternating single legs. Extend your right leg out, and switch, switch, switch. Give me 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend both knees to tabletop. Inhale your arms up, head down, and your feet can find the foot bar. Woo, little ab burn there. Beautiful job. Let's go right into feet and straps. We deserve it. Take your long loops and put them around the arches of your feet. Maybe scoot yourself down away from your shoulder blocks if you ended up close to them again. Legs in tabletop, arms long down by our sides. Let's start in a Pilates V tabletop. Heels together, toes apart. With our knees bent, our knees are stacked right over our hips and our heels are in line with our knees. We take an inhale to prepare. On our exhale, we extend our legs out towards the foot bar. And zipping up are high in our thighs. 10. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push. 9. And 8. 7. 6. Every time you extend, you're thinking about pushing your straps towards the foot bar. 5. On your inhale, as your knees bend, can you think about using your abs to help you bend your knees? 4. 3. And 2. We'll hold it out on 1. Let's keep our little turnout here. Pilates V, lifts and lowers. We'll inhale to lift our legs up towards the ceiling, making sure our tailbone stays anchored down. And then exhale, we push through our hamstrings to press our legs down. 10. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. As we press our legs down, we're thinking about reaching our legs towards the foot bar, finding length. Our core gets so tight as we press our legs down. 5. And 4. We're gonna take it into some hip circles in 3. 2. We'll press our legs down on one. And again, let's keep our turnout. Pilates V. Inhale, we lift our legs up to 90. We split our legs open at the top and circle out, down, and around, connecting at the bottom for 10. Inhale up, exhale, circle. 9. We want to be mindful here that we're not dropping our heels below the foot bar at any point so that we don't arch our back, staying neutral. And 5, 4, 3, and 2. Last one in this direction. We zip up our legs at the bottom, bring it up, and now we reverse. Press down, circle out, up and around. You're gonna start to feel your inner thighs with our turnout here. And squeeze and zip at the top to press down. This is like WD-40 for our hips here, getting that mobility. Oh, it feels so good. We've got 2 more. And last one, we press it down, circle out, up and around, and we can take a stretch here. Reach up and grab your ropes right near that metal buckle. We are gonna flex our ankles, toes to nose, and feel that hamstring stretch. Your metal buckle or the knot near that doubled up part of your ropes. Let's take it into a split stretch. Open your legs wide to a V. You can gently rock side to side. And then we'll zip our legs back up. We'll bend our knees and take one foot out of the straps. We'll hang that up, and then we'll take our other foot out and hang it up. And let's roll up to seated. Drape your legs over, arms come up. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, slowly nod your chin to your chest to roll all the way up. Big stretch at the top. Beautiful job. All right, from here, we're gonna get into some arm and back work. We're gonna bring our box in, but first, let's come to one black spring. Changing our springs to one black here, we're gonna come on off and grab our box. Our box is gonna come on the long ways to begin. And we're gonna have a seat on our box facing the foot bar. So we are gonna come into a straddle position, and let's reach back and grab our short loops. Right foot is on the right side of the box, left foot is on the left side of the box, and we're seated in the middle of our box here. We're gonna meet with our elbows bent by our sides, 90 degrees. Our palms are facing up. We roll our shoulders back, find a tiny tuck of our tailbone. We're gonna serve the tray. Take an inhale to prepare. On your exhale, you're gonna reach your arms out to shoulder height, keeping your chest wide and proud, and then inhale to bend it in for 10, 9, 8. If at any point the short loops become too much, you can go long loops. 7, 6, 4, and exhale, 3, 2, on 1, we hold it out. Can you flip your palms to face in towards one another? Soft bend in your elbows, hug a tree. Inhale, arms open out to the sides, not too much, just to where you can still see your hands in your peripherals. And then exhale, bring your fingertips to touch. 10. Inhale, open, exhale, close. 9. It's starting to get a little bit heavy. You got this, just 8 more. And 7, I'm right there with you. These always get me. 6. So working into the front side of our body. 5. And exhale, 4. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Arms can bend all the way back home. and we can release. Oh, little burn there. All right, let's hang up our straps. And we'll meet seated on our box, facing back. Our feet are now gonna come onto the headrest. We're still seated in the middle of our box here. We're gonna grab our short loops again. Our arms are gonna come long out in front of us. Wrists are in line with our shoulders. Tall, tiny tuck of our tailbone. Let's find a flat back hinge back. A little bit of ab work now. With our bicep curls, we take an inhale to prepare. On your exhale, bicep curl for 10. And 9, working to keep our elbows up in line with our shoulders. 8. And 7. We curl for 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Arms are long. Let's come back up tall, shoulders stacked over our hips, and we're gonna turn our ropes into an X. We're grabbing the rope part, again, that doubled up part of our rope, with our arms long and our palms facing down. My arms are lifted up slightly. I'm trying to get them in line with my shoulders, but that's as high up as it goes. So that's where we wanna start, arms high. Inhale to prepare, it's a high row. We pull our elbows wide, squeeze our upper back muscles, and release, 10. And 9. Every time we pull, we're trying to get our elbows up in line with our shoulders and squeezing our shoulder blades back there. 8. Thinking about pulling the straps towards your body, not your body towards the straps. For 5. And 4. Pull 3. And 2. And 1. Arms are long. Now we'll flip our palms to face in towards one another for low rows. Inhale to prepare. On our exhale, we keep our elbows tight as we pull our elbows straight back towards the foot bar, still squeezing your back. 10. And 9. 8. 7, keeping the trunk of our body still. 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one, we pull. Our arms will go long. We're gonna uncross our ropes. And we're gonna bring our hands into the short loops for one last thing here, chest expansion. This is one of my favorites. We're gonna start with our arms on the sides of our box here, and we're gonna press it back to where our wrists are in line with our hips here. Sit up so tall, still that tiny tuck of our tailbone. We stretch our fingers down like we wanna touch the carriage with our fingers. Take an inhale to prepare. On your exhale, can you press your palms back and squeeze your shoulder blades behind you? Hold for a second, and then inhale to release forward, 10. We're working our posture muscles here, 9. A lot of us spend a lot of time seated at a desk, on our phones, rounded forward. This is helping us do the opposite, opening through the chest. And push 5. And 4. 3. For 2. And last one. Arms go all the way forward, and we can hang up our straps. We'll swivel our legs off to the side. Amazing job. We're gonna step up, and we're gonna flip our box the short ways. Our short box goes over our shoulder blocks, in between the pegs and the shoulder blocks. Unless you're a little bit more petite, then your box can come in front of the shoulder blocks. We're gonna anchor ourselves down for safety, hook on all 5 of your springs. I have a little bit longer legs here, so I'm gonna gear myself out. And I'm gonna pull my black safety strap up. From here, we'll have a seat on our box, and we'll hook both of our feet underneath our safety strap. You want your legs long here. I like to bring my Achilles up against the front edge of the carriage so that my foot is supported from the back and also the top of the strap. Ankles flex so your toes are up, hanging onto your strap. We're gonna start with some flat back hinges, a little bit of abs here. Interlace your fingertips behind your head. You wanna make sure your hands are actually interlaced behind your head, not behind your ears. This is gonna support your hands, support your head with your hands. Opposite, not so much. So, interlace them behind your head, elbows back, shoulders down, tuck your tailbone. We take an inhale to flat back hinge back to where we feel our abs turn on, and then exhale, blow through the mouth to pick it up. And let's keep it moving here for 9. Inhale back, and exhale, up. So it's not about how far back you can go, it's about how tight you can get your core on the way up. 7. 6. Challenge yourself to hold it back there for a second. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. You're gonna hold it at the top. Find your neutral so you can release the tuck here. Little twist with a pulse. Inhale here, it's exhale, exhale to the right. Inhale, center, sit up tall. Let's go left. Inhale, center, right. Inhale, center, left. We have 3 more each way. Here we go to the right. One more each side. And we'll hold it here. Now we're gonna put the 2 together in an exercise that's called lean. So we start neutral. I inhale to prepare. Exhale, we twist to the right. You tuck your tailbone and hinge down at that diagonal to the right. We come up, still rotated to the right, and then inhale, center, hello, obliques, let's go left. Twist, tuck, and hinge. Exhale, how tight can you get your core on the way up? And center, 4 more each way. Twist, tuck, hinge. Exhale, up, and center. Twist, tuck, hinge, up, and center. For 3. And 3. And 2. 1 more each way. 1. And 1. Beautiful. We'll come through center. Arms will reach forward, and let's find a forward fold. Reach for your toes. Just let that feel good. For 3, 2, and 1. We'll restack our spine, and let's get into some side overs next. So I'm gonna keep my right foot hooked underneath my safety strap. I'm gonna bend my left knee up onto my box, and I'm turning to face side now. I'm gonna get my left hip all the way over to the edge of my box. My right toes are hooked underneath the safety strap with my toes rotated forward. I'm gonna interlace my fingertips behind my head. Again, it's elbows back, shoulders down, tuck your tailbone. We take an inhale to reach up and over towards the well, and then exhale to come up. For 10, I want you to imagine there's a stick or a pole coming up out of the headrest. You've got to go up and over like a rainbow. Inhale, and then exhale to pick it up. Obliques. And 8. I love side overs so much because this is one thing you can't really get anywhere else. You don't really see too many people doing this at the gym. One thing we love about Pilates is we move in all planes of motion. Even the rotational stuff. Last 3. Hitting all the smaller muscles we wouldn't normally work for 2. Think about pushing your head back into your hands so your neck stays long. And 1. And let's take a stretch. Bottom arm is gonna come down to the headrest. Top arm reaches up and over, big stretch for 3, 2, and we come all the way up on 1, and let's switch it out. Left foot hooks underneath. Right knee is gonna be bent on our box. We're facing the opposite way. We'll tuck our tailbone, and here we go. Inhale up and over. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Trying to keep tension on our safety strap the whole time. Little to no movement in our leg that's long, that hip. Two more. 2. And 1. We come all the way up, we get our stretch. Headrest, hand comes down to the headrest, top arm reaches for 3. And 2. And we come all the way up on 1. We'll turn to face our foot bar, and let's take our box off. From here, we are going to change our springs. Let's get into some leg work next. So I'm gonna gear myself back in. We'll change our springs to 1 blue here. 1 blue and 1 white. If you need a little bit less, the blue is there for you, just the blue. So 1 blue and 1 white. We're gonna be in a side lying position. I'll start facing you. So I'm down on my left hip. I'm gonna bring my elbow down onto the headrest like so, Cleopatra vibes here. And I'm gonna grab the long loop that's in front of me. I'm gonna put it all the way around my thigh. So my foot goes through, it's gonna come all the way up to my thigh. I'm gonna start with my top leg and tabletop, knee in line with my hip, my heel in line with my knee. My bottom knee is bent and resting on the carriage, and I'm thinking about having a tiny lift out of my side body. Maybe not an actual gap, but that sensation of a lift from down there. Top hand can come behind your head, at your hip, or to the front shoulder block for a little more support. Shoulders stacked, hips stacked. I take an inhale to prepare. On our exhale, let's march it out. We extend our leg back and reach our heel back, and then inhale, bend it in. And it's exhale, push. 9. And 8. So when I pull it up, I'm finding that tabletop. I extend it out, and then you want to reach your heel back till your heel is in line with your glute, so you really feel it. And 7, 6, 5, and 4, 3, 2, that rope will get really close to your face, but it should not be touching you here. 1, we're gonna bend it in. Let's go heels together, toes apart for clams. Inhale, our knees kiss to touch. Exhale, top knee opens up. 10, and 9, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, working to keep our hips as stacked as possible, even though it's opening up, for 2. We'll hold it up on 1. We'll disconnect our heels, keeping our knee bent, it's hip circles. Imagine there's a marker on your kneecap for 10. As big as you can get your circles, but again, keeping our hips stacked. For 8, and 7, and 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. On 1, let's reverse the direction. 10, 9, and 8, 7. Hello, glutes. 6, and 5, Last 4, you got it. 3 and 2. Last 1, and our knee can rest. Let's take our strap off. Grab the rope, pull it a little bit so that you get some slack, enough to be able to take your strap off. We'll hang up our strap, we'll roll onto our back, and then we'll roll over to the other side. So I'm gonna send my hips towards the back of my machine. I'm gonna thread my arm under to bring my elbow out, and my elbow is resting on the headrest here. Bottom knee is bent and resting. I'm gonna take the strap and I'm gonna thread it around my thigh. Long loop around your thigh. Top thigh. Like so. And again, hips are back. I'm gonna find that sensation of a lift out of my side body. Top leg and tabletop, flex your ankle, inhale there, and exhale, push. 10. It's straight out and back like 1 or 2 inches. 9. 8. And 7. Push. 6. 5. 4. And 3. 2. And 1. Bend it in, heels together, toes apart. For our clams, inhale, knees kiss to touch. Exhale, top knee opens up. 10. And 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. And 3. And 2. Hold it up on 1, disconnect your heels, keeping our knee bent, hip circles like there's a marker on your kneecap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, still breathing through this for 5, and 4, 3, 2, give me 1 more in this direction, and reverse for 10. This is it, you guys, big push. 9, and 8, embrace the burn. 7, and 6, so strong. 5, 4, 3, give me 2, last 1, and done. Go ahead and take your strap off and hang it up. Let's roll onto our back and drape our legs over the foot bar. Arms come up. We take an inhale to prepare. On our exhale, we slowly nod our chin to our chest and roll all the way up. Big reach up and back, little back extension. Hands grab our foot bar. We'll swivel off to the side. And we'll come on up to standing for our final roll down. We made it. When you're ready, take an inhale, soft bend in your knees as your arms go all the way up. Exhale, nod your chin, dive all the way down. Letting everything hang heavy at the bottom. Hug your elbows. You can gently rock side to side. Nod your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Release your hands down to the ground. Give me a soft bend in your knees. Take an inhale. On your exhale, slowly restack your spine. Head is the last to come up. And at the top, one more big inhale. Arms go all the way up. Grab lots of love, lots of gratitude at the top, and bring it down to heart center. Amazing work. Thank you so much.